It's hard to imagine a mother choosing to feed her addiction to meth over the health of her unborn baby, but in reality it happens all the time in our community.
This morning we show you a different side to meth through their eyes, the ones who watch firsthand what meth does to an infant. Picture a drug so addicting you choose to ignore the fact that you're pregnant. That's the power of meth, and that happens every day in the Wabash Valley. A mother choosing drugs over her unborn child. I sat down with one woman who is constantly surrounded by meth babies. It's part of her job, and she says something's got to change. One hit, that's all it takes, and you're hooked. That's what meth did to this woman. You remember Amber. We introduced you to her in part 1 of Born into Meth.
What was I thinking? What was I thinking? At that point, there was a lot of shame. There was a lot of guilt. And once again, there was a lot of anger. I was very angry.
Amber smoked meth throughout her pregnancy, even on the day she delivered. She knew it was just a matter of time before her secret was out.
You are scared. Are people going to judge me? Are people going to think I'm a horrible person or a horrible parent?
But inside these walls at Union Hospital in Terre Haute, there's no judgment. First and foremost, they have a job to do.
Your initial reaction is anger. I feel angry that people take a defenseless child and continue to do drugs. But the professional side is that we treat everybody with respect and compassion, and we care for them. And we put those differences aside and we take care of that baby, which is the priority.
Jennifer Hera works in the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. She's the pediatrics nursing care manager. She knows firsthand what it's like to comfort a meth baby.
They can't tell you where they hurt. They can't tell you how they feel. They can't direct you to what's wrong.
At Union Hospital, 1 to 2 babies a month are born with methamphetamine in their system. But nurses here at Union say that number's hard to capture. They suspect it's much higher. You see, testing a baby for meth is easy, but recognizing the signs is much harder.
You don't always see the symptoms at first, and you don't always know that the mom has had drugs in her system. Sometimes you find that out a couple days down the road, and then you're already behind.
And it's not easy caring for a baby going through withdrawal. It's a constant battle, a battle that Hera says needs to change.
This is a defenseless child, and this child did not ask to be, exposed to any kind of drug, regardless of if it's an illegal drug or a prescribed drug. I think we need to put the responsibility back on the mother.
A time for change, a time to fight for those born into meth. When Amber's baby tested positive for meth, Child Protective Services was called. That's the protocol for hospitals here in Indiana. In 2014, states like Tennessee filed new laws charging mothers with assault if their baby tested positive for drugs. News 10 took action to find out what our state lawmakers are doing to fight this growing problem. Now we'll give you answers tonight in the third part of Born into Meth. That's on News 10 at 6.
Another incredible story there, and just thinking about the nurses who have to deal with this on a day-to-day basis. You know, you or I, when we see children that are hurting, it hurts us, but these nurses and these healthcare professionals, these doctors, they deal with that on a consistent basis, so hats off to them, really.
Yes, I mean, the thing is, we hear about meth all the time in the news, but you never hear about the babies and meth. And so I originally got this story idea from a friend of mine who is a nurse, and she just was so compassionate about this and emotional about the story, because she's like, I see this all the time, and it's a baby. So
it absolutely is a very powerful story and important story. Thank you for doing it.